Tonight, the parent at the center of a federal lawsuit against the Rochester School District is telling her story after school officials reached out to her employer to complain about her criticism of the school district.
Mara McDonald live in Rochester right now. Mara, there's a settlement that has been signed.
That's right, Devin, and Elena Dinverno will be getting a check from the Rochester Community Schools. Now, the settlement says she can't divulge how much that check is. One thing's for sure, though, her lawsuit has opened an entire can of worms up here as far as how parents say they have been bullied.
To use the energy and money and time for something like this, when truly none of us have been doing anything wrong. All we wanted to do was be heard. And it's just sad.
What Dinverno is referring to is what was discovered during depositions in her case, that twice Rochester schools contacted parents' employers, all because they were vocal on social media with their dissatisfaction, not only with no in-person school option, but the way the district was doing online learning. She says she lost her job as the marketing director at Blake's Hard Cider because of it.
I was made aware that someone had contacted them from the board. Those were the words that they had used, and that someone had let them know that I was participating in a page that was they deemed as threatening behavior.
What was so threatening? Dinverno asked fellow parents to send quick video clips of the struggles their children were having to the school board. In depositions, it was discovered it was Deputy Superintendent Debbie Fragomeni who called Blake's. What else was discovered? The district had staff monitor Facebook for comments. Those parents who were vocal had their comments screenshotted and reports were made about them, listing how many children they had in the schools and other personal info to be passed out to school board members.
And I just felt violated, that my rights had been violated when I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong, that someone would go to that length to try and stop a citizen just from using their voice.
In a statement, the school district says as a part of the settlement, it cannot discuss terms, but does say, quote, as a responsible and respectful listener, we pay attention to newspaper, radio, TV news, and social media to make sure we are responsive to the community. When Dinverno sent a letter to the school board asking why anyone would contact her employer, she was then sent a cease and desist letter, something the district has done to other parents.
These letters of intimidation were definitely a tactic to try and silence many of us, and also to paint us as maybe unstable parents, crazy parents.
Dinverno had enough and took her case to well-respected employment attorney Deborah Gordon.
Oh, I'm so proud of her. I've said this to juries over the years. If it wasn't for private people that had the guts and the wherewithal to enforce these laws, hear the Constitution, none of this would happen.
Back here live already this week. Just on Monday, there was a work session of the school board, and it ended up being packed with parents, about 75 people in all, with parents coming to the podium telling the school board that any administrator who was involved in this whole fiasco should be fired, and any school board member who is complicit ought to resign. We're live in Rochester tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.